Hi guys! It's a bit loud, wasn't it? Me again. I've woken up a bit since I did my last video, and I've also changed my top since I watched my video back and realised I was flashing my underwear. It might be good for views. If you want to see that, it was my last video. Promotion. But not good for flashing your dirty old bra straps. Oh, it's just so hot. And by the way, also, when I seem to record this on my iPad, it seems to be okay. It's like when I download it on YouTube, it tends to look a little bit fuzzy. So if anyone's got any ideas of why it's doing that, I have bought a proper cam thing that you put on top of your laptop, but I don't have a mic, so I kind of seem far away. So anyway, lies of a narcissist. Yes, lies of a narcissist. We obviously hear them a lot. Literally, as we know, whenever they open their mouth, they're lying. I just want to go into a few little details, a few little lies of a narcissist, and things to look out for, because some of the lies you hear, you don't necessarily think that they actually would be lies. The depravity, the depth that these toxic knobheads, that I call them, will go to get out of something. They'll throw the granny under the bus. It's disgusting. So, first of all, first lie. I did. That's it. I did. Anything that's followed after the words I did probably means that they're lying. For instance, now with me, it was I did put in for that divorce. I did tell my wife. I did, I did. And I did normally is followed by some other kind of ridiculous lie. The one of the major ones that I heard from old Stumpy, I haven't spoken to him. Oh, I've mentioned Stumpy twice in the last two videos. Whoa. He would say things like, I did, well, basically he'd told me he'd filed for the divorce. And then he'd said, I said, have you told the wife you're divorcing her? They'd separated and stuff. Yeah, I did. I said, oh, you did? Yeah, he said, I did. I told her I'm filing. I said, whoa, hang on 1 minute. You did. You told her you were filing. Yeah. You told me you'd filed. Filed, filing, same thing. I said, no, it's not the same thing. I said, you told her you're filing. You told me you filed. I could not make head nor tail of what the heck the man had done. Whether he'd filed or... He didn't seem to think there was a difference. Yeah, I do think in our world, there's a big difference. You've either filed or you're filing. So anyway, that was another thing I did. I did put in for the divorce. I told her I'm filing, but I've told you I filed. So there we go. Little twist on it then. The next one, I didn't. Anything followed by, well, after the I did... There's the I didn't. I didn't cheat. I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't steal your iPad to go and read your messages. I didn't read your messages. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't, sleep with your neighbour. Everything I didn't. So anything followed by I didn't, or it might be that I did not, the posh version.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes, you get my drift. Another one. My ex is crazy. Well, we know this, don't we? Because you're going to be the ex soon, so you're probably going to be the crazy one after this. So yeah, my ex is crazy. Please, anybody that's just clicking on to any of these videos, there's some people that have been with me for a long time, so these videos might seem quite simple. My videos are quite simple, I'm sorry. I just try and, I'm just here to chat with, really. I've got nothing else to do. I do a bit of research. Well, a lot of my videos are about insight and about stuff. So I'm not one of these that's going to Google research. I'd rather just tell you through like what I know, through my knowledge and my experience. So I apologise if you're bored. You can click over to someone else. Yeah, my ex is crazy. Anyone says that to you, please, because you will be the crazy ex soon. That's just one thing to look out for. Because obviously anybody that they've had dealings with in the past, who they've moved on from, who they've pushed away, who they've turned their back on, walked away from, they will always be crazy. I know this. So anybody in their past who they've had some kind of emotional dealing with or financial dealing with or any kind of dealing are crazy. Everybody's crazy in their past, so please look out for that. Crazy exes, crazy friends, you name it. Everybody's crazy, because if anyone ever says anything bad about the person, you've already warned them that they're crazy, so you're not going to believe them, are you? Because, yeah, they're crazy. I'm going to go and see a therapist. Another one. I'm going to go and see a therapist. Don't listen to that. My ex Stumpy. Oh, I've so missed Stumpy. No, I haven't missed Stumpy, but I've missed saying the word Stumpy. Stumpy, 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 Stumpy. I'm going to see a therapist. That's what he said. And, you know, it didn't make sense, because the guy was saying that it was free and he was going around to this therapist's house, and you don't get free therapists nowadays, you know, and yeah, the bullshit was coming out there. So please don't believe them if they say they're going to go and see a therapist. That's just to hoover you, or to grovel back. To grovel you back, they'll tell you that they're seeing a therapist. It's a lie. They're not seeing a therapist. They are not seeing a therapist. Toxic people, narcissists, will not seek therapy, will not try and heal, because they don't think there's anything wrong. That is a ploy to draw you back in and to make you give them another chance. Don't. Next, I fell asleep. That's another one. If you're ringing them, or you're texting them, or you're expecting them to come round, or you're expecting them to talk to you on Messenger one night, or, you know, I fell asleep. Now, a lot of the time the word I fell asleep comes, you know, just around the time you see the little green button in the corner on your Messenger, which means they're on. So all night you'll see them on and offline 10 minutes ago, online, offline 5 minutes ago. And then the next day you might get the, oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep, which I did. I got the fell asleep one. John the somatic narcissist, and do you know what? I woke up this morning, and today I think I've actually finally got over him. Not that I've actually got on him, but I actually felt repulsed. I actually felt repulsed that I let that man touch me. That's how I actually feel about that man. Anyway, yeah, waking up in the morning, where were you? I'm sorry, hon, I fell asleep. Considering they've been on online all night. So don't fall for that one. I fell asleep. If they say that to you the next day, it's a lie. It's a lie. They didn't fall asleep. They just didn't want to talk to us because they just couldn't be bothered, or they had someone else that they were seeing. Let's put it that way. I promise. Don't. Please, I promise. Don't listen to their I promise. And I promise is a future fake. And I promise is a fake promise. I promise. I promise I'll stop kissing the neighbour. I promise I will treat you better. I promise I'll buy you flowers every Friday. I promise I'll be a good boy. I promise I'll go to therapy. I promise that I won't fall asleep at night. You know, if the words I promise come out of their mouths, please don't be taken in by the words I promise. I'm sorry. That's another one. I'm sorry. Whole sentence here, isn't there? I fell asleep, I promise I won't fall asleep again, I'm sorry. That's one sentence. Don't listen to. I'm sorry. They're not sorry. They're not sorry. They're never sorry. Again, future fake. Again, a grovel. Oh, I like that movie too. Oh, I like that colour. It's my favourite colour. Oh, I love that film. It's fantastic. No. As soon as they start mirroring you and saying that they love something a little bit too much, just be wary. They might actually like the same things as you, but that's one thing to be wary of. Okay, it might not be a lie, let's put it that way, but it's something to look out for. If they start liking everything that that you like, be very careful. I will always love you. Well, not you, particularly you, but I will always love you. That's another one. I'm rolling through them fast today, aren't I? I got that a lot from Stumpy. I love you unconditionally. I love you unconditionally. I will always love you. I've always loved you. Oh God, it kind of makes me, it just makes me feel sick. No, I will always love you means what? That's basically what I said in the last video. They'll say they'll always love you because when they're leaving you and they're doing their discard or they're you know, running away as a coward, they'll tell you that they love you. I've always loved you. I always love you. They'll tell you that I always love you is one thing they'll say before they're going to do their the runaway phase, before they go and discard you, because again it keeps you attached to them. It's like an umbilical cord. It keeps that emotional attraction, that emotional bond, because you think, well, if they're always going to love me, then maybe they'll come back to me, and you're there sitting forever waiting for them to come back. So yeah, I will always love you. No, they won't always love you. They never loved you in the first place. How can they always love you if they never loved you? I will change. That's another one. I will change. Same as I'm going to therapy. Don't. No, they're not going to change. They won't change. They'll never change. I mean, I've never actually used a leopard can't change its spots in such a context as I'm saying it now. A narcissist will never change. Your paranoia is destroying this relationship. That's another one. Your paranoia is destroying this relationship. So they'll blame us for being paranoid. They'll blame us for the relationship failing. I got that a lot. Oh my God, yeah, Stumpy. If it wasn't for you, this relationship would be working. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be arguing. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be falling out. Everything was, if it wasn't for you, it's your paranoia that's breaking us up. It's your paranoia that's ruining this relationship. No, if you hear that, they should be making you paranoid. See, we need to look at things differently. Again, reframe. If they're saying it's your paranoia that's ruining this relationship, well, stop making me paranoid. If somebody really, really loves you, and they know that maybe you've got an insecurity or you're paranoid, they'll do every single thing they can to not make you paranoid. And then they wouldn't actually blame you for the relationship going downhill if you were paranoid. Because they should care about you and they should understand that you've got issues. So to use that one on you. No. Again, I love you, that's another one. I love you. No. It's the same as I'll always love you. It just means present tense rather than future tense. Past tense. You know where I'm going. Yeah. And the last one. Now, this is one that not a lot of people know of. And this is one that's been proved to me recently, because I have watched a few television programmes on psychos and stuff recently. Documentaries. And this is what the Stumpy said. I swear on my kid's life. Please, if they say, I swear on my mother's life, I swear on my kid's life, I swear on Johnny's life, where Johnny may be, that is a lie. They know that people with empathy, with compassion, they know people like us would never use that term unless we meant it. And they know that we would never use that term in case something ever, God forbid, happened. Now, if I had a gerbil, I'm going to say that I don't have a gerbil, because I'm not going to say if I did have a gerbil, I wouldn't say this. Even in an example, I can't say it. You know, I swear on my gerbil's life. If that gerbil was found dead, curled up under its little straw in the corner of its little wheel the next day, I would be thinking, oh my God, I've cursed my gerbil. We would never ever say that, because we would never live with ourselves if, just by coincidence, something happened the next day. So, again, for them to say, I swear on my child's life I've not cheated on that person, please don't believe it. Because Stumpy said that to me, and yeah, look where I am today. There you go. There's one proof there. I think it's sick. It's flipping sick. I nearly swore then. I don't swear on Sundays. It's I have been known to. It's disgusting for them to actually say that I swear on my mother's life, I swear on my father's life, because that is really mirroring us. That is really saying something that we would be convinced that it's the truth. That, to me, is number one lie. Because if somebody actually said that to me, I would believe them. And whatever the context of that, whatever they were doing or whatever they were proving that they weren't lying, and they said that, I would believe that they weren't lying. I'd actually believe that they were telling the truth. And that's how they get away with that one, because it's such a strong sentence and it means so much to us. And they have no, I can't even think of the word. See, they have no connection. Even if they did swear on their gerbil's life and they found the dead gerbil the next day, they wouldn't even have that compassion or that, I can't seem to think of that word today, but you know, to actually put them together, and they wouldn't even take the blame. They wouldn't even say, oh, well, it was because I said that yesterday, I feel devastated because of what I said. No, they'd be like, Jabil's dead, that's to do with me. So it doesn't mean anything to them, that sentence. So there you go. I swear on my family's life, my kids' life, I swear on my gerbil's life, please don't be taken in by that one. That is a big lie. And it's a frigging awful lie, because I would never say that. That is something that means a lot to us not to say. And it's sad that when we hear that from somebody nowadays, it's so sad that we can't actually believe it anymore. Because that's one thing I think that maybe we could accept as the stamp of honesty. They've said that, that means they're telling the truth. But not nowadays, not with narcissists around. They don't care. They will jinx their family to prove that they've done nothing wrong. They'll curse people. They'll curse. To me, I think if I said that, I'd feel like I'd be cursing somebody in the family if there's something to happen to. They're quite willing to do that, quite willing to drop somebody's life in a conversation to prove that they haven't done anything bad to us, because they're so pathological. They don't care. So, that was a quick one. I haven't done one for a couple of weeks. I thought I'd catch up with myself. I have been reading a book, and I want to do my next video soon on HSP, which is a highly sensitive person, because I got diagnosed with that. Not that you can really get diagnosed with it. It's not actually it's not a disorder. It's a trait. So I'm going to do that highly sensitive person video on that soon. So as soon as I finish the book called The Highly Sensitive Person by Elaine Aron, I think she's called. Very, very deep. It's very heavy. Not physically, just mentally heavy. So when I do that, I'm going to do videos soon. Maybe the next one will be on HSP. So if you are interested in that, and you do feel like you're a highly sensitive person, and I don't mean the sensitive type of person who just gets moody and shouts at somebody when, you know, you're feeling pissed off. Not that kind of sensitive. I mean, you know, a different kind of sensitive, which you'll find out what I mean when I do the video. So if you want to sub, like. So anyway, I'm going to go now. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.